Hello, everyone. Welcome back to a new episode. Why did I laugh like that? Anyways, welcome back to a new episode of Chlorinated Thoughts, your go to podcast for anything. At least that's what I put in my Instagram bio for my new Instagram that I created just for this podcast. I basically wanted to create just a whole cute little community of people that want to better themselves and better their lives and create a community where we can all lift each other up, have that same vibe going. So, if you guys are not following that Instagram account, it is called Chlorinated Thoughts, the same title as my podcast. It'll be in the link in my bio. I highly recommend it because, I don't know, it's cute. A big inspiration of mine is the Skinny Dipping Diaries. It's on my more like this recommendations of of other podcasts I enjoy. The vibe that she gives off on her Instagram, even her podcast, is so nice. I love the colors and everything. So I want to create a profile that just exudes a good vibration. So today I wanted to talk about journaling and how journaling will make you that bitch. Yes, it will, honey. It will. Basically, I have a psychology class this semester and you have to do 4 credits of research requirements. So for one of them, I chose to summarize a research article. And I was like, this is going to be good for my podcast too, because it's actually really interesting. So I came across this one article called The Health Benefits of Writing About Life Goals by Laura A. King, who wrote it from the Southern Methodist University. And this was a really good little research paper, so I think it'll be good for you guys too, to persuade you guys to try and get into journaling and get into writing your things down, writing down the person that you want to be. Let's get started. What's happening in my life right now? Well, my last exam is next week, Thursday. My Mat 210 exam is next week, Thursday, my final. And I'm so excited for it to be done, guys. I'm so excited. I also did a math exam last week or the week before, and for me, it was a pretty good grade. Sorry, because, okay, listen. My first midterm for math, I got a 56, 54. Not good. Then I was like, okay, I need to actually, do this and study for this because this is not going to turn out good if I don't. Then my next exam, I got a 76, I'm pretty sure. And then this exam, I got a 72, which is good. I'm so happy. I'm still so happy that I got that. So I'm so happy that I'm actually, it's heading towards me passing this class. And also, well, I'm already passing it now, but it's heading towards a actual, maybe a B too, which is great. Thank you, universe. I have been writing and journaling about my Mat 210 class a lot, so it's finally coming to fruition. My next thing is we're starting to move out of our dorms. We're starting to leave. My freshman year is almost over. Next week, Thursday, my freshman year will be over, which is crazy. Oh my god. What the fuck? Who is letting me be a sophomore in college in September or August? Who is letting this happen? It's weird, it's crazy. And also, okay, this is so out of the blue, but I literally dreamt, you know how sometimes you're half asleep and then you're half asleep but not sleeping and you're thinking about stuff. I was at that state when I was waking up in the morning and was thinking about how before I know it, I'm gonna have a freaking child and I'm gonna be giving birth. That's how fast time is passing, and it's honestly pretty scary. And that's why I want to have my life be lived and actually feel like I've been living it, not on autopilot all the time. Or I don't know how you say that, but that's my I don't know. I want to be able to try and fill my life with as many memories as I can and as many good things as possible, and not have my days sulking about stupid things, because at the end of the day, life is short, but you don't really realize it until you're fucking dead. And I don't want to be dead yet. So, basically, I want to live my life. So I'm going back to Hungary on the 20th of May, and the 27th of May, I'm going to Kuwait to see my parents still work in Kuwait, and will still be working in Kuwait. And then we will all come back together from Kuwait back to Hungary, like 4th of June or something? No. I'm like 14th of, no. Yeah, maybe 14th of June. But I'm really excited to have this summer and be able to see all my friends. I haven't seen my friends from Kuwait in so long, and it's going to be so nice. Now, getting into today's episode. Today we're going to be talking about how journaling will make you that bitch. And it's so true, guys. I've been journaling much more now. I don't really know why, but I've been trying to challenge myself to journal every day. At least try and journal every day. After this report that we had to write or summarize, I have a lot of scientific proof that journaling will actually make you physically healthier and will prevent you from actually getting physically sick as well as mentally sick, because I guess the mind, body, and soul are combined. But sometimes we don't realize it. If we're actually sick, sometimes it can be a cause of a weak immune system, and a weak immune system can be a cause of poor mental health. One of the causes could be poor mental health. Basically, this study has 81 undergraduates who were tested. So 81 people took part in this study. Their mood was measured for 4 days through surveys. So they had to take a survey every day during these 4 days. So they took one before they were journaling, and they took them all throughout these 4 days that they were being tested. These participants were put into random groups. They had 4 groups. So the groups had to write about different topics for 4 consecutive days. So the first one was, this group had to talk about their most traumatic life events. The second group had to talk about their best possible future selves. The third group had to talk about both topics. And the fourth group had to talk about a non-emotional topic. So something that they're going to do today and stuff like that doesn't really involve emotions. So the first topic they used, because it has already been shown to improve immune function in previous studies. In previous studies, it was shown that it reduced health problems, it caused a better adjustment to college, it lowered skin conductance levels, and it also found that they found employment quicker after being laid off, which is like pretty crazy. But they thought that they would try and see if there's other ways to achieve these health benefits rather than talking about traumatic life events, because obviously it's kind of hard to relive those events over and over when you're always just writing about it, and it probably will also give you sad emotions. That's why they asked to talk about their best possible future selves, because it's significantly less upsetting, and they wanted to see if any writing about self-regulation can cause self-regulation. When they were trying to look at if writing about traumatic life events would increase health benefits, they found that it reduced health, like not talking about trauma that you've experienced in your life, just keeping it in your body. They found that it decreased immune function. Your immune system would deteriorate. It also led to chronic autonomic arousal. Autonomic system controls involuntary responses in the body. So basically, like your digestion, anything that has anything to do your heart pumping and stuff, like you don't control your heartbeat. It would decrease your autonomic system, like it would make it worse. Chronic autonomic arousal means when the autonomic system produces dramatic groups of changes in bodily activity, which is not good. They found that it reduced digestive system activity. It also had your heart beat faster, respiration increased, and it also increased moodiness. They found that when you talk about traumatic life events, It's basically the simple act of confronting negative emotions, which leads to being able to control your negative emotions more, which increased self regulation. Ultimately, what we want to achieve. The individuals who confided in others about past trauma showed increased physical well being, and an example of that was a Holocaust survivor who disclosed trauma interviews were healthier 14 months later than Holocaust survivors who weren't. Wow, like it's crazy how much your mind, body, and soul are interconnected, and I think a lot of the times we forget that. Our whole body has to be in sync for us to be able to function properly. There's so many ways to be able to take care of that, but I think setting time for your physical health, setting time for your mental health, and setting time for your spiritual health all have a domino effect on each other. And I think it's really important to be able to balance those three things. The most important thing that you need to keep healthy, I feel like, is your mind, because at the end of the day your mind controls anything that you do. Like, your mind will decide whether you are going to go on that walk or not, which leads to your physical self. Your mind will decide if it wants to meditate for 5 minutes every day, which is your spiritual self. I think it's really important for us to be able to master our own mind and not cave in to small little pleasures that we in the moment will make us feel better, but in the long term it really won't. It also includes talking about things that you really don't want to talk about, like talking about traumatic life events. I know it's really hard to confront those emotions and go through the emotions of hurt and pain. At the end of the day, it'll make you understand your emotions so much more. It also, in turn, increases your physical health. It increases your immune system. So why wouldn't you want to do that? They also found something called goal conflict, which means like you don't really know what goals you set out for yourself, and you don't really know what to do in your life. You don't really have any goals. Conflict was shown to relate to physical illness. Get clear on your goals is by journaling. Again, it helps you get clear on your intentions in the world and your true desires that you want to achieve in this life. I think it's really great that basically writing about traumatic events or talking about traumatic events has the same effects as talking about your best possible future selves, because at the end of the day, you don't really want to be talking about negative emotions all the time. You want to be talking about how, oh no, this year in January and how much I suffered. Like, I don't want to be talking about that all the time. I'd rather, I'd rather be talking about how great I will be in the future, and how I'm so amazing and beautiful and will have the best car in the world and stuff, you know? That's what I'd rather be talking about, I'm not gonna lie to you. I set out a 4-day journaling challenge for us because this experiment was experimented through 4 days of experiments or research. I thought a 4-day journaling challenge will be great, and also 4 days is pretty easy or like pretty tangible, so it feels easy for the brain and doesn't overwhelm you. The rules are: number one, you start journaling every day only for 4 days. That's all you have to do. 4 days. That's it. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Or whenever this episode comes out. Maybe Tuesday, maybe Wednesday. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. That's it. Let yourself write about whatever you want, but it has to be about your best possible future self. Write and envision yourself as your future self and the best possible scenario or outcome that you would like for your future self. It can be whatever. It can be you next week. It can be you in 10 years. It can be whatever you want. You have to include a lot of emotion. Let yourself feel those emotions when you're writing. Observe how your mind becomes more calm. Feel at ease, or see the world in a different light. See that you are destined for greatness and you deserve to be successful and happy. And when you're writing about it, actions will start to embody the things that you write about. I feel there was this one time where I really wanted to achieve this one time in a race. It was in the 1500 free, and I really wanted to swim the European Championships cut so I can go to the meet. And this was when I was really locked in for swimming. Like, I was like, I'm gonna do this, and I was really in flow. And basically, one day I wrote out this paper, wrote out on this paper, and I basically wrote myself as present tense, swimming this time, and I'm so successful. So basically, you're writing it as if you're already living it, but you're not living it, but your mind thinks you're living it because that's how you're talking about it. Anyways, every morning I would wake up at 4:45 to go to practice, and I wrote out this whole page about what I wanted to achieve, me in the present tense, doing everything I wanted to. I would it out loud to myself every morning and every night. I'm not kidding you. Every morning and every night. The time I needed to swim the cut, I swam the cut, and I felt all the emotions that I wrote down on that piece of paper. And it was crazy. And looking back at it now, at the time I was a little brat, and I did not grateful for everything that I did achieve at that time, and I wanted more, and I was greedy. But looking back, I honestly did something great. Like, I actually proved to my mind and proved to myself that I can do anything I want, because I affirmed it to myself every day that I'm going to feel this emotion. I am feeling this emotion. And yeah, I embodied that and swam the time I wanted to swim. Proof that affirmations and writing about your best possible self is so great. And I think writing about your best possible self, always writing it down every day, will make it even more effective, because you're honestly writing just like the same thing, maybe in different wording, adding some more fun stuff. And yeah, you're just proving it to yourself that you are capable of it, and just crushing those stupid negative emotions that tell you you can't. To say that I will be doing that my next season of swimming. I'm going to be trying to do that again, because it did work really well. That's it for today's episode. I wanted to make it pretty short and sweet. I don't know if it was that short, but I really enjoyed making this. I've been wanting to make this episode for a while, because I think it's full, like, when you know that there's scientific proof behind what you're doing, I think it makes you do it 10 times more, because it's like scientifically proven that it's going to work. So why wouldn't you do it, girl? Why wouldn't you do it? So this is your sign to start journaling, honey. This is your sign to start believing in yourself. This is your sign to start journaling, and this is your sign that you're capable of whatever you set your mind to. That's all I have for you guys today. I really hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to follow my Instagram, my Chlorinated Thoughts Instagram, down below. It's in the bio. My personal Instagram is also below in the bio. Make sure you guys rate this podcast wherever you listen to it. You can rate it on Spotify, and you can also rate and review it on Apple Podcasts. So please make sure you do that. It helps me gain more of an audience and helps me attract these bad bitches. And we're going to be doing it together, so stay tuned. Stay tuned for more great episodes. I'm leaving. Yeah, I couldn't really record this episode in one, but I'm leaving in like 10 days to go back home. And I'm going to so many freaking countries this summer. I'm going to Hungary, I'm going to Kuwait, I'm going to France, I'm going to Spain, and I might be going to Turkey. So tag along for all of those amazing experiences. And I will be posting a lot about it on my Instagram, but I will also be talking about my experiences on this podcast. And I will keep bringing you the bad bitch content that you deserve, because we all deserve to have the life that we desire. And we need to start believing that we deserve the life that we desire again. I love you guys so much. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. And I will talk to you guys next week with a new podcast. I love you. Bye.